Hello everybody. In this video, we're going to finish or deploying the application, the API, and I will use the methods or the nodes that I will provide you for the backend server. For this, we will require to create a new server, and this new server will have the Node.js code and will make it available to work for everybody. So I want to create a server, follow the instructions, so you can see this right straightforward directly. So the first thing that I need to do, I'm already where I have my server, I have my DNS. I will just create a new droplet. I will keep Ubuntu, I will the cheapest one that I have, the $6 one. I will keep the to be in the New York side. I will enable the user data and actually monitoring a IP6 password. And let's put a new password there. Let's call this in my for me it will be my API server. Dot I need to verify how I actually name my DNS. I forget that. In this case, I will just call it the API and yes, rodoroman.com. So I just call it api.rodoroman.com, right? Um, I just created Bazel, and let's wait for a minute. So after it got created, I will go to my domain. I will call a new entry called API, and that will point to my API server itself, just to have it there. I know that this record could take a time to spin it up, so what I want to do is just go to copy the IP address for now, and I will use my SSH server, SSH root at that API itself. There you go. So I have my API working. Let me start with the update. So we are going to use we do apt update, very much. Apt upgrade. Say yes, enter. So after we got upgrade, there we just need to execute this next one. I will remove. And just in case they reboot the server itself. We'll try to connect again. It could take a couple of minutes just to really start to happen. So here is just not working yet. Let me try it again. And there you go. Perfect. Everything is updated and I don't have any new updates to put there. So now that I'm good here, I will do the add a pseudo user. I will put my password a couple of times. I will not save anything there. I will create this user to be sudo. Please need to put the username at the end. Perfect. And then just try to connect to the server. So let me just do rmbe. Actually, sorry. And I'm able to go to the server with my username. Perfect. So that will allow me to do. Let me get back again as root. I will copy the nano one. I will look for permit through login. I will change this to no. Permit empty passwords. I will just remove this one. And password. And that should be it. Do Control X. Yes. Enter. Then I just do restart the SSH. I do exit. And I will go in as with my other user. Actually, there you go. Perfect. So now that we have that, I need to install my firewall. We can see that it's inactive. So let's install it. Let's allow SSH. Let's allow HTTP. And let's allow HTTPS. That's really important. Then after we have that, we enable the firewall. The yes, enter. And verify the status. Perfect. Then we just install Nginx. And we make the Nginx to start right away. We put your sudo password there, and that should be it. That will allow us to let me verify this. That will allow to go to that AP address, and we should be an Nginx welcome page. Perfect. Let me verify if my api.rodo or man.syc.com is there. Okay, yes. My DNS is already pointing where it's supposed to. So I can proceed with this. Perfect. The next will be install Node. So let me actually do it. And I do it through npm. Oops. And here we just need to copy this one. And you will have it right here, but this is the old one. So let me just update it right away. Let me change. Yeah, this documentation needs to be updated often. So don't worry. When you select it, you will have the latest one. So let me go to my terminal. Let me install npm. And then I do npm install node. It doesn't exist. So I use exit the server, enter again. And I will try npm install node. Perfect. And something extra that I need to do is our server needs to, how can I explain this? Needs to have a way to run the Node.js application by itself. So Node.js, when you haven't seen, when there's an error, is actually blocked. So in our development environment, we use nodemon in order to restart the server. Nodemon is not production ready or is not for production environment. PM2 it is. So for that, we just need to install PM2. To header, this will run our Node.js application and keep everything the way that it's supposed to. And then we can just go and clone the repo. I already pushed all the changes to the repo, to the where is it? to do API. So what I will do is I will just copy the HTTPS version, right? And I can run it wherever I need it. So let me just create a folder called application. And this is located in my home directory. And here I will use a git clone that by itself, right? We go to the server, I install my dependencies, and I will wait for a minute to this to actually work. Before it actually get done, I will get back to my local file where I have my API, and I will copy the content of my env. So let me get overthink, just copy over. And when I finish it, inside the server, I will do a nano.env, and I will paste everything there. The difference is going to be that Node.env is going to be production. The port we can keep it at 3000, and I will change the username admin. And here I will put the URL of the client applications that I wanted. So in this case, I want to do HTTPS, new to do, or let's actually call it database to do dot roman.com, and I get rid of the rest. Right? So with that, I should be able just to exit, yes, enter. And now we need to create our database. So we've been working with Prisma regarding that, and we look for Prisma migrate. We actually did the init at the beginning, the migrate development, and the only things that we need to do here is to migrate deploy, I believe, called. There you go. So we just run this command, npm prisma migrate deploy, and that will create the database. And let's see, it's right there. And there you go. My SQL ID just got created. That means if I run npm run dev just to verify it's actually working, yeah, the application is up and ready. We cannot test it because it gets exposed to port 3000. So because it just got exposed to port 3000 and it's not open on the firewall, we should not be able to test it yet. That's why we're going to be use Nginx to do it. So let me get back to my notes. Right? We just did the installation, the nano, the build it, and now we need to start the application with the pm command. Right? And if we go to the package.json, we can remember that we created a start element here. Right? But before we can actually start in production environment, we just need to build it. So here, the npm run build, that will create our build directory. We can verify that that's actually just right here. Perfect. And now we can do this command. Well, my application name will be my to-do API. I click enter. Done. My application is up and ready, and it's on the port 3000. We know that, but it now is working here. If I do pm2 ls, we should be able to list all the applications that are running. And if we don't see a restart that actually stays 0, the status is online, that means the application is fine. Let's verify it again. And yes, we can see that the application is up and running the way that it's supposed to. Cool. Now I just need to create a API configuration file that will be for Nginx. So let me do that. And our Nginx configuration will change just a little bit. In this case, we still specify the new server name itself. Remember that these need to be reflected with the new numbers that you have in your DNS. In my case, it is one.com. And we're telling it we are not putting the root, we're not putting the index because we are not rendering any page, but we're just telling that to a proxy path to our port 3000. That's where our Node.js application is running. This way, the Node.js application is not exposed to the world. It's being some kind inside the server, exposed only through Nginx. So we just exit and save it. Oops. Okay, Control X, yes, enter. And we do sudo nginx-t to test, sudo nginx.s reload. Perfect. And if we go to API. In my case, rodoroman.com, I have the hello there now. So my API is working. Last method that I need to do, I just need to make it secure, and that will be installing Serpad. So we just know the drill. We just copy and paste those commands. Wait that one to get done. It could take a couple of minutes. Then copy the second one. Then the third one. And we just install the Serpad itself. Because the first time I will put my personal email. I read the terms, I will say yes. It's okay. I will click enter. I can see that my DNS just got pulled there. Wait for a couple of minutes. And my certificate just got deployed. That means if I restart this, now it's secure. Final test, just to verify that my API is working, I will open my Thunder client and I will do API /todos, a GET request. I should have the bar request, that's okay. That means that I need to send my username as admin, this is because I changed it, my password as admin, send it, and now it's working. Let me do a post. And let's put it completely to true, and let's do a post request. Okay, it just got created. And let's do a GET request again, and we can pull it off. Perfect. Our server is up and running the way they're supposed to. If we do pm2ls on our server, we can see that it's running, and if we do pm2 logs with the ID, in this case is 0, we can see all the logs that we have been happening in our app. Right? You can get all the to-do, the 200 requests, calling root, etc., right? Post, requests, and everything. So our API is up and ready and working in a server. So for this assignment, what I will need is the GitHub repo, of course, right, of your API. I will need the application deployed and the credentials that you use for authentication purposes. So I really hope that you like it. Any question or any doubt, don't hesitate to reach me. Happy coding, everybody.